Here we are again on Sue Talk. We're going to talk about Chapter 4 of The Great Gatsby today. Remember last time in Chapter 3 we went to Gatsby's party, and I wanted to bring up the scene in the library where Jordan and Nick go in the library and they see Owl Eyes, and Owl Eyes is absolutely in awe that the books are real in Gatsby's library. And I wanted you to kind of think about why that's important. Owl Eyes thinks that Gatsby, being a new rich person, would have fake books in there, but his are real. So give some thought to that. Okay, in this chapter, we get to know Gatsby a little more because remember also at the end of the last chapter, Gatsby invites Nick to go out on his hydroplane with him. And instead of doing that, though, they decide to get in Gatsby's yellow Rolls Royce and go to the city. And remember last time they went to the city, or at least Nick went to the city, he went with Tom. And there's something about after they go through the ash heaps and they cross the bridge and go over into the city, it's like anything can happen. It's a whole different ball game over there. Okay, ball game being kind of funny. We'll get to that. All right. So here they are in the yellow, oops, it's a red fire truck, but we're going to just get along with it, all right? I had to raid my kids' previous toy box for this. All right, so we're going to zoom in on these two here. This guy who's usually called Ernie is going to today be Nick Carraway. And this guy who in one of the other episodes was Tom, he's going to be Gatsby. All right, so here they are in the car going, and they get so far, and Gatsby turns to Nick and he says, "Well, hey there, old sport. What do you think of me anyway?" Well, Nick doesn't know what to say. I don't know. And Gatsby says, "Well, did you know I won a medal in World War I in Little Montenegro? I won a war medal. And here it is, right here. See, here's my little, whoops, wrong one. Where'd my little war medal go? All right, we'll go with this one. All right, here's my little war medal. See? There you go. Wow. Okay, so they go on some more. They're going fast, too. And then Gatsby says, "Hey, did you know I went to Oxford, which is in England? I got educated there. I was in Oxford. Here's a picture of me at Oxford. See?" Okay. See? There he is. All right. So and I'm from very wealthy people in the Midwest. Did you know that? Nick's thinking, keep your eyes on the road, Gatsby. All right. Wealthy people in the Midwest. Yeah, they're from San Francisco. Nick's going, he scratches his head. Well, all right. They're going along fast, and here comes the policeman on his motorcycle. And he wants him to pull over, and Gatsby says, "Well, just a minute, officer. Look what I've got. Here's a Christmas card from the mayor." "Oh, you're Gatsby, that Gatsby. Well, you just go right ahead then. You have a Christmas card from the mayor. Sorry to bother you, Mr. Gatsby." Okay, there they go. And Nick's sitting there thinking, scratching his head some more. This is a little weird. There they go. They're at the restaurant. Okay, they parked the car, and here they are at the restaurant, and Gatsby says, "I'd like you to meet Wolfsheim, my business partner." So, here's Wolfsheim. Got to get them all together. Notice they're not physical distancing very well, but they're doing the best they can here. All right. So Gatsby says, "Well, Wolfsheim here. This is my friend Nick Carraway." And Nick says, "Well, nice to meet you, Mr. Wolfsheim. Those are nice cuff buttons you have on there. Look at those cuff buttons. They look like, let's see, human molars? You must be a dentist." Wolfsheim goes, "I'm not a dentist." And Gatsby says, no, he's not a dentist. He's a gambler. He fixed the 1919 World Series. Nick goes, oh, okay. So there they sit talking and that. And Wolfsheim says, yeah, I've been in the city a long time. I remember when Rosie Rosenthal got killed over next door. Wow. And Gatsby goes, yeah, ha 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 ha. And Nick's thinking, this is quite the guy here that Gatsby knows. And they're done with lunch and say, oh, it was nice to meet you and all that. And Nick says, yeah, okay, bye-bye. And Wolfsheim goes, and Gatsby gets his car and he drops Nick off somewhere in the city. Here they go. Okay, see you later, Nick. And Nick gets off the car and out of the car, I should say. Okay, and so Nick's here in the city and he meets Jordan. Here comes Jordan. Oh, look at there's Jordan. Hi, Nick. Nick goes, hi, Jordan. And Jordan says, guess what, Nick? I found out something really interesting. Remember at the party when Gatsby asked to talk to me? And Nick goes, yeah, I remember. And she says, oh, you'll never guess what he told me. He and Daisy were lovers a long time ago when he was in the army and he was stationed down in Louisville. And Nick goes, oh, really? And she says, yeah, and that's not all. And Nick says, well, do tell, Jordan. And Jordan says, he bought the house over there that he lives in across the bay from Daisy just so he could see her house. And he has all those parties hoping that she'll just wander in. Isn't that something? And Nick goes, oh, that all makes sense. Okay, well, what else? And she says, oh, I'm so glad you asked. He wants you to invite Daisy over to your house for tea. And then he'll just happen to come in and come by, and the two of them will meet up, and he's hoping that she'll fall in love with him again. She should have something in her life, Nick. Yeah, I guess she should. And Jordan says, yeah, Tom's cheating on her. She should have something. And he says, yeah, I guess so. Come here, Jordan. And it ends with them kissing. Okay, we learned several things in this chapter. Well, I want you to think about what we learned. Fitzgerald is showing us in the conversation that Gatsby has with Nick in the car by making, well, we don't know if any of it's true or if he's exaggerated or whatever, but he's trying to create impression to Nick, okay? And we find out, like at the end, that it's because he loves Daisy and he knows that Nick is her cousin, and he's trying to impress Nick to get to Daisy. And then we find out in the second scene where Gatsby and Nick meet Wolfsheim that Gatsby's got some kind of, shady business connections. And Nick's kind of wondering, I wonder how he got all that money. And you should be wondering that too. And then in the last scene where Nick and Jordan get together and talk, and she tells him what they want and all that, and then they kiss, we find out that Nick is kind of being used in the middle there in order to set up a meeting between Gatsby and Daisy. And that's what the next chapter is. And I like to call that chapter Tea for Two, because you have the two of them come together after all these years and you get to see what happens. Okay, is Daisy going to reject him? And Gatsby must be a little afraid of rejection, or wouldn't he just go up to her and say, hi, Daisy, remember me? But he doesn't do that. He has Nick. It's like back in middle school when you tell maybe still in high school, I don't know, where you tell a friend to tell the other person that, oh, I kind of like that, but can you set something up between us? So Gatsby's kind of like this teenager trying to reconnect with Daisy. So next chapter, you're going to read all about the reconnection, the Tea for Two. So this has been Sue Talk. It's been nice to talk to you, and I hope you're having a good end of the year. Sorry you can't be in school. I bet, and truly, I bet you kind of miss it. I bet you do. Anyway, take care. See you next time on Sue Talk.